Welcome to the Mage Desert. It's Chapter 9 of FE12 Lunatic-Reverse 0% Growths. It's tempting to bring a bunch of Draco Knights who can ignore the desert tile movement penalty, but we really only have room for Pala as a Draco Knight, and most everyone else needs to be a sniper to kill enemy Draco Knights. I went ahead and promoted Yumina for that extra movement. The slightly higher heals never hurt either, but she's also actually going to see a little combat this time. We're bringing back the seasoned frontliners of Hero Sirius and Hero Wendell for the speed and bulk that class provides, as well as being able to use the Devil Sword. Aaron regrettably just doesn't have enough speed as a hero for this chapter. Turn 1, we give Pala a very, very important barrier buff, and she wins the Thief Staff by one-shotting a thief with the Silver Lance. That thief can crit with his Killing Edge, which would be a reset, obviously. Fina, Julian, and Marth head east to get the boots from a chest in that little fort, and to visit the village in the northeast to recruit Minerva. Proper unit placement in preparations lets us get a second very important barrier use, and everyone else is just going to set up to pull some Draco Knights. Wendell and Sirius both have 4 base luck, but Wendell has +2 luck from the Libra Shard, so the 2% crit rule pulls the first Draco Knight's 7 crit to Sirius, despite his higher defense, leaving Wendell healthy enough to fight the second with his Devil Sword, which also benefits from having a Libra Shard. It may seem odd that Fina didn't dance anyone last turn, but realize that she'll only be able to dance these guys once, and then they'll be out of her range after that, so you get the most value by dancing that one time at their maximum movement. In this case, it allows Julian to reach the boots on turn 2, which he warps to the convoy, allowing Marth to use them right away for +2 movement for the rest of the game. Pretty much none of the strats from here on out would work without that extra movement. We recruited George last chapter, and he shows his value here. He brings the Parthia, which requires A rank in bows but has 18 might. That 18 gets tripled against flying units, and well, you can see how that turns out. His base stats in general, though, are very high within the context of this game, which has shitty pre-promotes. He has universally better stats than a sniper you recruit in Chapter 17. The Avatar is here as well, dishing out massive damage to Draco Knights and still building up those juicy support bonds. And promoted Yumina gets to see some combat at range, since our heroes are too low to survive the reversal mechanic. Sita, of course, does not need the crit. But that's just going to happen sometimes when you're deploying a bunch of snipers, because they have 5 bonus crit just from being that class. Now this is what makes this chapter such a pain in the ass. There's a flood of mages coming at us now, including a recruitable sorcerer named Etzel. He has to be recruited by Marth, but Marth's going far away to the northeast. So unless you want to spend a rescue on Marth, you need to kite Etzel over to Marth while the other mages are attacking your main forces. Now Julian grabs the Capricorn Shard, which gives +2 magic when held, so our casters are going to be enjoying that for a while. And we put out 2 more barriers to be able to deal with all these mages coming down. Now, I could not find any way to reproduce my Etzel kiting strat from Hard 3. I think there's just too many low luck units here for him to ever decide to chase Pala, so we'll have to kite him the old-fashioned way, by letting him attack us. Now, with his new insane 9 movement, Marth gets dance extended all the way to the save tile, which I'm going to use just to make sure that Pala can land her shaky 60-something hand axe hits. Sita is the only sniper who can double these mages, so she's pretty important here. Although there is a 10% chance of them having an extra point of speed, which would be a reset. And she does need the Taurus Shard to kill them against defense stat variation. Pala 2-hit KOs, and this next mage looks like he should attack Katria at 1 range, but thanks to the 2% crit rule and George's luck of 5, this water tile forces the mage to attack George at range, and he gets 1 shot on counter by the Parthia. And that kill is only robust to stat variation because of the Gemini Shard that George is holding. Fantastic play. Now this is why Pala is using the hand axe instead of a javelin. Her A rank in lances would make her kill Etzel right here if she were using a javelin. Now Marth recruits one of my favorite units, Minerva, and I still need someone in Etzel's range, so there's actually 2 tiles here to split the aggro of Etzel and that annoying mage that's hanging around. Militia's going to hit level 10, and this last mage here caused me a bit of a headache, but by walling off with our heroes, we're able to keep everyone safe on the back line. And see, look, Palla needed to be out of range of Etzel or he would kill her now. But Minerva has lower resistance because of Palla's barrier buff, so she needed to be out of range of the mage. Yeah, so these two tiles worked out really nicely. Now recall from chapter 4 that the thieves prioritized villages unless someone was in range or unless there were no villages left. These thieves thankfully do not work that way. They are completely passive and are now simply trying to leave the map, even the one without any treasure at all, which might be the only instance of that in the game. A heal and Sita's 17 speed take out the last mage for us, and that guy's speed could have been higher. We have plenty of healthy units to follow up if we needed to. Now there's still 2 more Draco Knights we need to pull away from the gate, so Wendell gets in position to pull one of them. With a little help from Fina, Marth can finally recruit Etzel after a little item management. As much as I love Etzel, I hate his recruitment. Now we can finish off the 2 thieves with treasure, and that last thief just south of Marth is actually going to get to escape with his life. Some wimpy bow attacks here bring down this Draco Knight, and we're able to convoy warp the Taurus Shard back to Marth. Thank goodness again that this thief doesn't want to attack you. Now, this collection of shards on Minerva is really what informed the whole problem of shard management in this chapter. If I left Scorpio with my main forces and warped that just now, Taurus or Gemini would have to already be here, in which case Sita and George wouldn't be robust to enemy stat variation like I was talking about. So that's why Palla has been holding Scorpio and Leo all chapter. Fina is still somehow keeping close enough to help us out, allowing Etzel to heal Palla and finish off the Draco Knight after grabbing Capricorn from Minerva. Alright, now all we have to worry about is the Swarm Tomes. That's why Palla had to be healed this turn, and why Minerva needed Scorpio to avoid being doubled by that Draco Knight. Both Palla and Minerva need to move in range of the closer Swarm Tome Bishop, and he'd kill either of them if they were on lower health. Now Wendell is going to soak the closer Swarm Bishop for us with the 2% crit rule, and Humana is going to get in range of the save tile. Astrum's heroes show up on this enemy phase, so I'll go ahead and move everyone as forward as possible. Now, Minerva Goomba stomps the first Swarm Bishop with the Hauteclere, which has 18 might and requires A-rank axes, so you're not going to see anybody else use that. And Humana drops a save just to prevent misses. Palla grabs all the shards off of Minerva so she can double the boss with her Steel Lance. He hits hard, but Palla is too close to be hit by Swarm, although Minerva is not, which is why Wendell had to soak that Swarm for us before. Otherwise, it would have put Minerva too low to survive this next Swarm. And everybody's still out of range of Astrum's heroes, so that'll do it. Now here, Etzel is in range of the shops if you need something, but I don't. Palla's going to get some easy axe rank off of this guy. Doesn't matter that she misses, you still get weapon rank. And Minerva finishes the job. Wins a Mend Staff for us, which I honestly need quite dearly. Marth seizes here on turn 9, the same as I got on hard 3, which is very, very nice. Thank you for watching.